Okay. Thank you for coming by, Swift. I appreciate it. I hope you see this when you watch it later. I'm kind of antsy. Jack is being his usual grumpy self today. He's on edge. He keeps barking at every damn thing. Now I'm only 7 minutes early. And here is Jack. He's trying to talk. I thought that since nobody's here and I've got to wait a little bit for people to come, that I'll talk about my favorite horror genre that's on here. There's a lot of great ones that are best 200 horror movies. Then they have top pick horrors, which have a lot of great ones. And then recently added horror. I'm not really sure if these are any I've seen. Uh, it's not looking like it. There's a few movies I'm going to talk about I've never seen. Oh, there's a few here that I've seen. And then supernatural horror. It's definitely something that I absolutely love. Always have. Another one is vampire hauntings. A lot of people. Hello, Hobbs. Well, I guess I can start talking about it. Since I have somebody. Um, there's. I know that a lot of people don't really like Fawesome, but I think it's great. And this is rough. There's Messiah of Evil. Great movie. But I'm a old fashioned kind of girl. I love the old stuff. And this is from the 70s. It's actually 1974. And then I don't like the second one. I like the first and this one. Um, and that is Terrifier 3. You have to watch all of them, but I'm not sure. There's some things about Terrifier 2 you have to watch to understand the third one, but I really don't think you have to. But I'm one of the few people that don't like the second one. Other people say that they don't like the first one, but they like the second and third one. But yeah, yeah, I don't like that whole backstory with Selena. So, oh, I can't say her name. Another movie on this list of movies. It's 1408. And for people out there that don't know about that, I did. I slept okay. I We had breakfast because he wanted my food and my tea. And yes, I have a jar this big of pickles, and it's still half full. But I've only had it for a month and a half. I don't think I would like that. I really don't, Hobbs. Uh, I People do a lot of things, but doesn't mean that it's good or that I like. I'm very picky. I really am. I suppose I did. You would know better than I would. Hello. Why are you whacking your cat at me? Yes, I'm feeling better. I'm on the right track for the most part. Why I'm doing this today. I figured, hey, I feel pretty good. I can talk about some movies. Thanks for asking, Pops. How are you doing? Oh, oops. Have you had breakfast? Did you sleep well? I'm being careless and rude. You asked me all these questions and I didn't ask you. Oh, I know that. Part of the reason I'm feeling better is I went to New Day Friday. And one of the people that works there told me stuff, and it they reassured me and they got me on the right track and they helped me to stop being worried. No one can do anything to me. That's pretty much what they said, and they said the same thing you are. I need to get back into going there and being around the people that help me, and because my friends on YouTube are great. You're great, and Echo and Bones and some of my other friends, but I can't be on the internet 24/7 and everything, and it's not really healthy anyway. And I need to actually be out in the world with people. I have a theory: the closer you are to somebody, the more you feel connected to the world. And you can be close to someone and be on the internet, and you feel connected to the world, but it's more so when you have someone physically around you. And every time I go there, I usually feel better unless I'm in pain. Well, yes and no. And yes. It depends on who you are. You may not necessarily have to pay taxes. Well, some taxes. None of us get away with paying taxes on things we buy, but um, when I say taxes, I think the big one: car, house, land. Well, eventually I'm going to have to pay land, but car, it's never going to happen. And it's not necessarily true. Sometimes you do get handouts in this world. Depends on who you are and other things. I mean, if you have a loving relationship with your family, you can get handouts. You can be, people will give you stuff. I'm sorry, Hob. That's why you said that things won't come easy to you because well, your parents are supposed to hand things to you. Um, I know that. You're handed the car that you can handle. Well, what you went through, someone else couldn't, and what I went through, someone else couldn't. But we did fine for ourselves. I know that. Um, I I'm blessed to have some really great friends like you. You, there's Marty, there's I have a friend named Swift, and I met him through my friend Sam. And then, like I said, there's Sam. Exactly. He's better than having fake ass people. I mean, oh, trust me. My friend Sam is not fake. Neither is Swift. I think it's because of his mom. I've been talking to her and everything, and she's been great. She's been sending me recipes on my. Of course, it's my fault. I told her to, and so yeah, she started sending me recipes to make chicken, recipes for pizza, recipes to make your own dog food. I don't. Uh, I don't come to y'all's streams sometimes, not because of how y'all act and everything. The reason I don't, I'm either sick and in bed and you know, can't control that, or I get it in my head. They don't like me. I don't know why. Um, Anytime I do a live stream and y'all know about it, y'all always hear. It's stupid. It's just dumb that I think y'all don't like me. Y'all even message me sometimes, and anytime I have a question for y'all, y'all always answer me. But depression is a funny thing. But yeah, I will definitely be okay. Um this gonna be a little hard. I mean, I know my favorite. I know the ones that I don't like too well. But the ones in the middle, they are. Let me go do something. Okay. I'm gonna make some people mad with this question, and for any one of y'all that want to know, um, this is the question. Okay. Um, my first one. Eh, I usually don't pick the one that everybody likes, but in the case of Nightmare on Elm Street, I definitely do go with the crowd. And my favorite has to be three. I love Dream Warrior. I love the music. Um, Patricia Arquette is one of my favorite actresses, and that's probably a big reason why I like it so much. Um, Now, my second favorite would have to be New Nightmare. Now, it's a great movie. It's arguably the best in the series. They wouldn't have had any other ones if it wasn't good. But I don't like the mother. So this is why it's going at three, and that is the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, when she died, when Freddy took her, I was like, ah, you're dead. I do not like her. Not at all. Okay. My number four. Um, it's a little controversial. This is my ranking, not anyone else's, because everybody hates this movie. um, Freddy's Dead is number four for me. I like peeling back the layers and seeing everything. There's only one movie. There's only one franchise that I don't do this with, and I kind of don't like that they are peeling back the layers on it. But we won't get into Freddy. Jason scares me of all of them. Um, for the longest time, I wouldn't watch Jason's movies. And my ex liked he, Jason was his favorite, and he got me to watch him again. But it's always going to be a little hesitation because no matter what happens, Jason's going to come after you. And depending on who it is, I absolutely love Ghostface. On the other hand, there's a few of them that I'm like, I hate you. You must die. Die now. Um, no, I said my fourth one. My fifth one is Dream Child, which I believe is number six. I have four people that are ghost faced that I cannot stand whatsoever. Jill, you brought this up, and now my ADHD is kicking in. Debbie Salt, aka Billy's mother. I can't even remember them two fuckers' names. Actually, the two ghost face in five. Yeah. Oh, I know what I'll do. Let's let's go back to, yeah, Dream Palace five. I was wrong. Okay, so we go back to it. First is three. Second is New Nightmare. Third is the first one. Fourth is Freddy's Dead. Five is five. Six is four. Seven is Freddy versus Jason, and eight is the remake. That is how I do it. Since you brought up the other ones, um, I'll give you my ranking of them. Okay. I used to say my favorite from Jason's movies was two, but the longer I go on, the more my favorite is four. Probably because it's the one that has the most likable characters in it, and you kind of get a sense. It's going okay. I'm doing well. How are you? If you're still here, Hobbs, what is your favorite? Freddy, Jason, or Ghostface? Yeah, I've been sick and everything, and I decided today that I was going to do live stream because I'm feeling better. Decided to talk about some movies that are on Fawesome. Um, and then Hobbs asked me a bunch of questions, so I answered it. But yeah, um, I already talked about Messiah Viva, so, and Terrifier 3. Yeah, I also like The Changeling. It's very eerie and spooky. And oh, for anyone out there that's watching the replay, or if any of y'all don't know, Fawesome is a website you can watch movies for free with, and you have to watch ads. So, um, I think I started talking about this, but I didn't. 1408, and for anyone that don't know, 1408 is a movie that is a Stephen King book, and for anyone out there that don't know, it stars John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson, and I'm a big fan of it. Which obviously I'm a big fan of Stephen King stories, whether they are derived from the books or not. I'm not sure if this one is. I've never read it, but most of his books have changed when it comes to the movie. Another one that is Stephen King, and he even directed this. And a lot of people say it's bad, but I get a kick out of it, and that's Maximum Overdrive. Great music, and big fan of the lead actor, which is Emilio Estevez. So yeah, um, the next movie on this list of movies, I'm going in order, and it's best 200 horror films. Tom Burton. Is Halloween, 1978, and Michael used to be my favorite killer in any series, but the older I get, the more not as much. But I will always love this movie, and I was 8, and I watched it, and Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the Friday the 13th Part 2, And me being the weird kid that I am, Freddie and Michael didn't scare me, but Jason sure did. uh, Now, this movie that I'm going to talk about, and I really love it. I'm not big on werewolves, but I like this one, and there's a few I like. This is definitely one of my favorites, and it's a French film. And I'm telling you right now, it's a French film. It is not. It's not got any English speaking in it. It is all in French. Uh, so be warned. Don't watch it if you don't want to watch subtitles or you don't know French. And that is Brotherhood of Wolf. Wolf. Um, it's eerie. It's beautifully sad, and I love it. But big into French films. Next is the Rob Zombie Halloween. Yeah, I'm not doing it in order here because they've got both of them, and the next one would have been the second one, and I'm not doing it that way. Um, I'm doing it this way. Halloween come first, so I'll talk about that one. Um, I talked about this earlier. I like it you when you peel back the onion of a movie and you talk about why someone does something. Um, so yeah, I really like of zombies Halloween, and I'm a gore whore. I guess to say I like blood and gore and that kind of stuff in my films. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, Halloween 2. Um, yeah, it's very weird, and there's a lot of problems with it, but I love Annie and um, Sheriff Brackett in this. Their chemistry, they act like father and daughter, and it's just so raw and visceral, and it brings you to tears. And a lot of people don't like it, probably because of the whole weirdness and the sadness of it, and it not really being all that scary. But it kind of is scary. I mean, think about like this. Lori goes completely nuts, which is understandable. I mean, if it happened in the real world. Rob made it seem like it was the real world. Lori could have very well went nuts. If somebody had stuff like that happen to them, they probably would have. And nuts comes in all different shapes and sizes. I'm fully aware of that because I am crazy. But not that nuts. But yeah, I have my own brand of crazy. Yeah. Speaking of movies like that, we're gonna go to another movie that is John Carpenter's, and it got his leading lady, Jamie Lee Curtis. The Fog. I absolutely love The Fog. But I'm a big ghost time girl. I love ghost stories. I always have. I remember when I was younger, I I read a lot of stories that were about ghosts, and so the fog would definitely be up my alley of things that I really like. And next one is the Ninth Gate. Now I love anything to do with the devil, demons, that kind of stuff. So mm, it's about a book called The Ninth Gate that summons the devil. So what's not to like? And I've always liked Johnny Depp. So yeah. Let's see. Next one, and here's another one of the few werewolf movies I like, uh, and that's Skinwalkers. It's not accurate to what this legend of Skinwalkers are, but it's definitely a very strange, unusual movie that I really got into. And long before I ever watched Buffy, I watched this. Um, and I bring Buffy the Vampire Slayer up because Giles is the lead in this movie. Rupert Everett. I think. Give me a minute. Maybe he's Giles' friend, but I know that he's one of them. No, he isn't. He's in something. Sorry, he wasn't. But I still like Rupert Everett. He's in a lot of female movies that I've watched. But this movie is The Cemetery Man. I definitely enjoy this movie. It's very strange and unusual, and a lot of people will be like, "What? This is weird." Yeah, but I like weird. But I was a kid. It came on television, and I was about what? What? Just like the last movie I talked about, this is another unusual, strange one, and that is Scarecrow. It these kids go and they start messing with a cornfield, and they're always playing in it and doing all sorts of things. And finally, the scarecrow gets mad and it decides it's going to pay them back. So it does. It's a, everyone knows that I like Stephen King pretty much on here, and everybody knows I like anthologies, and I get both the best of both worlds with this one, and that is Creepshow 2. Um, now, not everything is great in this. Some of the stories are kind of meh, but I enjoy most of them. I like all but one and the second one. And I can watch the one I don't like. The next one is definitely a series movie. But it's only one on. You can find all of them on different platforms. So, yeah, I love Norman Bates. So this movie is right up my alley. And that's Psycho 2. I have all of them. Um, I didn't watch any of them except for the first one until I was older. The first one I seen when I was a lot younger, teenager. But I think they all hold up. They're all good. Now, this one is definitely one that I love. Favorite werewolf movie. Um, I know. Talking about the movie before I talk about say the name, but ADHD here, so I do that. Ginger snaps, and you have to understand something. When I say ginger snaps, I include all of them. They are all one and the same to me. It'd be very hard if someone asked me to rank these movies because I can't. I'd probably put third at first because it is the first one. It is a prequel. Um, and then the first one and then the second one. But I don't know. I mean, I really love Bridget. So maybe my first one would be two. It depends on the day. But yeah, I love Bridget and Ginger's dynamic in these movies. I'm a big person for coming of age stories. So obviously, this is going to be one of my favorites. The next one, I'm going to get some faces because I watched it and I say I like this movie. This is not a movie I go into all the time because it is visceral and it's disturbing and it's raw and it feels like a real, like a documentary. And that is Hannibal Holocaust. I have to be prepared to watch it. There's a few movies like that, but I do. I can watch it. A lot of people say this is their favorite werewolf movie, and there's a good reason for it. It's a great movie. The look of the werewolf, the style of it, the transformation. This movie and one other are everybody's top pick for werewolf movies. Either one of them. And this one is An American Werewolf in London. But the Howling is on here too. The next one is Winchester. And every time I see this movie or hear anything about Winchester Mansion and everything, I think about Road Red, which makes damn sense because that's where Stephen King got the idea to make Road Red from. That house that was the Winchester Man. And yeah, if you want to know about the Winchester Mansion and all that stuff, don't believe what's in the movie. It is the person that owns the house is supposed to be married and have children, and she never did. Didn't have kids. She had sisters, and her she helped her sisters and everything else, and her nieces and nephews. She helped them. The next one is the third Romero zombie movie. What you say is a dad, and I'm pretty sure. Does it Dawn too? I'm pretty sure about that. Um, and I love Day and Dead. It is just so great of a movie. It I especially love Bob in this movie. The zombie that can do stuff and everything. What I really love about it is he kills what's his name because he's seen him kill the one that was teaching him, and then he starts polluting. The guy won't pollute him, so instead of eating him like normal zombies, he gets a gun and shoots his ass. I ain't giving you the respect of eating you. Well, it'll taste good anyway. Next one is the last movie in the franchise, in my opinion, in the Exorcist. Uh, don't get me wrong, there is one more after this one. The prequel to the Exorcist. Um, dormant, dormant, Dimnation, I think. Dominio. I refuse to watch David Gordon Green's movies. I don't care what anybody says, how good he is. I don't like his movies. Next movie, my favorite Rob Zombie film. And just said something. I like all his movies, all of them. But this is the one I come back to the most. And, probably because it's weird and unusual. And that's not it. The Lords of Salem. The next one in this list of movies that I like to come here is Six Souls. If any of you have ever seen the movie, crap, I forgot. Give me a minute. I've got to find it. You're probably wondering how I'm going to. I went and Stigmata. Okay, in Stigmata, there's this one person that demons are trying to find and kill and everything. On the way they and also Fallen. Six Souls is a parody between Fallen and Stigmata. For anyone that have seen it. And there's these demons that trying to take over bodies, and when they take over all of them, and then they get the sixth one, they can rule the world. And like them and moon mixed together. Um, and there's this doctor that knows about it, and she is on a she's running around trying to stop it from happening. And she's played by Julian Moore. I talk about this all the time in the whole series and how much I love it. But it all started with this one. It's just my best friendship one, and it's my favorite. And that is Children in Court, 1984 one. On my cover to the report, it says the movie Children Afraid of So Much. This is the movie that scares the adults, which makes sense. Who could kill a child? Who would want to? And um, what chance do you have against them if they come up against you and there's a bunch of evil little ones? Uh, yeah. The next one, yeah, this is another common one. Most people don't like, but I do. 31. It's cookie, it's weird, and it's another take on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, everybody says that. I don't see it. It's redneck hillbillies trying and rich people trying to peg them and have tourists picked up. And they are put in. They kidnap people, and each year they they put them up against and everything. But one of them ends up surviving, and because her friends help her. Next one is a made-for-TV film, and a lot of people are like made-for-TV film, and like, it's a bad thing. But you're good. Um, Back in the day, a lot of great movies were made for television, and this is definitely one of them, and that is Night Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. And I absolutely love this movie. It This little boy dies, and people blame this grown man for it, and they kind of do a lynch mob of it, and he's mentally handicapped, and that's how they do that. It It's a sad movie. And they turned him into a scarecrow when a year after he has passed away, he comes back. Yeah, it's a great one. It's So many people love this movie, but they don't know it was made for television. But you can't tell it. So many great movies are made for television. People scoff at it. Next one I'm going to talk about. Um, so many people love this movie. They don't kind the second movie they don't consider in this franchise. Man, I like all of them except for the last one, and it's not. It doesn't exist in my reality of these movies, but this one is definitely one of my favorites, and I'm not sure if I've seen this version or not. Probably seen all of them. Um, The Exorcist 3, and this is the theatrical cut. Yeah, no problem. You can. I don't know if you can do it on other platforms, but on mine, I have a Fire TV, and my aunt has a Roku box. We can get all the other ones. You can even get Fawesome Horror, and it won't have anything but horror movies on it. And um, if you have either one of them, check it out. If not, just go on the regular Fawesome and look for horror movies, and you'll find it. Next one, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I love Stephen King, and this is one of the reasons why when I first seen it, it came on TV. It had already been on before, but it's another made for TV film, but they played it all the time and around Halloween. Of course it did. But this movie is Sometimes They Come Back. You definitely will find it on there. Yeah. Um, but yeah, Sometimes They Come Back is a great film, and I'm not sure what they are because they ain't ghosts. You can feel them. They maybe they're demons. A lot of people have never heard of Sometimes They Come Back, but I absolutely love this movie and tell people when they've never heard of it or what. Um, but you probably seen it, honestly. Um, Next one, I'm sure a lot of people have never heard of it. Me being me and anything that has devil in it, I will watch it. And this is the devil conspiracy. It's basically the people that are into satanic rites and they're in a cult. They are looking for stuff to so that they can bring the devil back into existence, full power and everything. And they're on a hunt for finding this relic to bring him into human existence in full power. Obviously, a lot of people have seen this movie. There's some that's never even heard of it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because it's one of my favorites and give you an idea of who I am. I absolutely love Night of the Demons, and I am talking about the 1988 one. It it's just so much fun, so goofy. It's uh, okay. Um, you watch a lot of the stuff I do. Yeah. It's Halloween night, and 10 teenagers want to party, and they break into this mansion. Every time that it's on there, it says it's a crematorium, but it's not. Before it closed down, it was a mansion that somebody had, and before it was the mansion, it was a crazy hospital. The next movie, a lot of people say that the people in that made the first three Friday the 13th movies got inspiration from this movie. And it's a movie that not very many people talk about, but I've known about it for like 12 years now. And I can, it's brilliant. And that is Day of Blood, um, 1972. Next one, um, this movie is one I absolutely adore, but I'm big on vampires. I always have been, and my favorite horror film is a vampire movie, and it was the first real thing that made me want to watch horror movies, and this is that movie. That movie is The Lost Boys. I don't think I can find yet for free right now. But this movie is Blood Rain. Rain is a dumb fear. And if you don't know what a dumb fear is, Blade is a dumb fear. Half human, half vampire. All of their strengths and none of their weaknesses. Um, and her father, that's the vampire, he had all of his minions to kill his children because supposedly there's this prophecy says that one of his kids will come and kill him and take over where he. And she's the one that does it. Her mother hides her and keeps her protected and everything. But Rain's father kills her mother. Uh, Next one, I've already talked about this earlier, but it's not my favorite. And the only reason I will even talk about it is because it's got one of my favorite villains in it. I like the first one, sir, but I do not like Terrifier 2. The whole Sienna thing, I don't like it. I don't like her. She irks me. I just want her to clown. And they're putting too much into him. He is a demon. He don't need to be explained. uh, I'm not saying that I'm gonna tell people don't watch these movies. You can watch whatever you want. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's three of them. I don't know if there's any other ones, but that's the one I'm talking about. 2005. Yeah, well, The next movie I'm going to talk about is the this is a good example of someone that schizophrenic that can hear voices and everything, and I'm not sure that they do a good job, but they do show manic pretty damn well in this movie, and that is Stir of Echo. It not too many people talk about this movie. I know a couple people that do, but yeah, it definitely is. I absolutely love this movie because of Kevin Bacon, and he did a great job in it. A lot of people don't know that there is a series of prom nights, but me being weirdo me, I do. And I absolutely love the second one. Hello, Mary Lou. Mary Lou is nuts. And I like crazy women. She's a ghost that inhabits somebody else. And she's come back for revenge. That nobody can figure out what she's after. Yeah, I talked about the first one, and now I want to talk about the second one. This one follows Bridget, and that is Ginger Snaps too. Um, is be I love this movie. Bridget is probably my favorite character in the Ginger Snaps series. Yeah, I like Ginger. I really do, but Bridget is my favorite. Um, always has been, always will be. Did a real good job in it, and they're great, aren't they? I do too. I absolutely love revenge movies. One of my favorites. Probably why I like Prom Night too. Well, all the prom night movies are about revenge. Actually, if you think about it, if you've seen all of them, but yeah. Okay, the next movie is a very unusual one. It's called The Hole, and if you've ever seen Kiss the Girl, it's kind of like that. They get kidnapped. They are put in cells. It's not like a person's deranged that wants women and everything. It doesn't matter what they are. It can be boys, girls, men, women. Um, they torture them and see how much they can do to break them. Yeah, I do too. Um, I don't think that anyone in our community, but if somebody's new to the whole thing, they probably will be not know this movie, but I find it very hard to comprehend no one knowing this movie. Sleepaway Camp. And this is the VHS vault version. That's what it says on it. But yeah, I love all these movies. But they only have the first one, as far as I know, on here. I haven't really went through all of them, but there's so many different directions they take this movie, and it's hard to. Yeah, exactly. There's so many surprises that like you don't know if Angela's the killer or Ricky is. Then you find out Angela ain't even Angela. Next movie I'm going to talk about. I'm not big into aliens. Never have been, never will be. But this is one of the few that I actually like. Um, and that would be Species. Um, it it's probably because of the whole storyline within the movie and everything. And how can you not like a movie with Nat the Hut? Next one, this is another Stephen King film. A lot of people know about this movie, but nobody seems to realize that it's Stephen King. And people pass it by, but it is so good. It's a movie about your dark half, and that is the name of it. I mean, it or split personality, but instead of having a split personality, it's like the there's two of them, and it's very strange, but I enjoy it. Well, I'm coming up on movies I've never seen. Uh, okay, um, here's one. And we talked about liking movies about revenge. This is definitely a revenge movie. Uh, I'm a Stephen King girl. I have a lot of his books, and I've watched a lot of his movies. There's movies on here that I've already seen and gone past that uh, I'm not talking about them. They're not my favorite, so that ain't happening. But, okay, the next movie we're going to talk about is I Spit on Your Grave Too. Very visceral, very gut wrenching for the first half of it. And when she gets her revenge, you can't help but be happy about it because they deserved everything that they got. There ain't too many people that would say otherwise. Um, but yeah, I like the first two, and this is the remake. It, for people out there that don't know, there is a I Spit on Your Grave too. That's a part of the original one, but this is a 2013. So yeah, I'm gonna say that. This is a disclaimer. Next movie I'm gonna talk about. This is another movie that's visceral and disturbing and hard to take. And that is the original 1979 When a Stranger Calls. It it's hard to take it. You have? Yeah, me too. I don't like the third or fourth one in I Spit on Your Grave. I seen the first one and the sequel, then the remake and it remake sequel, and then third and fourth one. It was just kind of confusing because they don't call it. Um, they say deja vu and four. I did not know that they made a sequel. Okay, I do now. For anyone out there wondering what I'm talking about, Scanners 2, The New Order. Okay, the next movie is called Lazarus Effect. And they're trying out this new way to bring people back from the dead and everything. But it goes horribly wrong, and they bring the person back with a demon inside of them. A demon that can infect everyone around them. Generally speaking, I don't talk about these movies when it's not this time of year, but I've already talked about movies that are Halloween, so might as well do Christmas too. Now, this is the original White Christmas, and I might sound a little rude and everything, but this is far superior to the other two. That's just my opinion. I don't like what I've seen of the remake and the left. Oh, I love Reanimated. It is a very good movie. Next one is Fear Inc. And this is basically a movie where there's people out there that take your greatest fears and make you go through them, and it's their job to do it. Well, it is on Fawesome. I believe it is on Tubi too, and not that I'm saying you should watch it right now. It ain't Christmas time, so maybe not watch it right now. But it's definitely a good movie. I very much enjoy it. If you're weird like me and watch movies any time of year, no matter what it is, whether it's in season, go for it. If not, wait till Christmas time and let me know, and I can find out where you can watch it at. And I've already talked about this in here, but I'm going to talk about it again. I love anthologies, and this is definitely at the one of the top of my list anthology movies of all time, and that is Body Bags. Hello. What exactly am I supposed to be doing for you? Giving you a huggy? Kisses? Listening you argue with me? um, I do that all the time anyway. Teacher, this is Jack. He is my baby. Why are you giving me a bath? Okay, next movie I'm going to talk about. I'm not sure if Stephen King wrote this. I mean, some people argue that he did, but for what I know of this movie, he didn't. He was hanging around the director that did this movie, but this is a George Abrams film, and it's called Monkey Shines, and it's if you know anything about the story of the monkey paw, where you make wishes and you get your wishes, but they turn out horribly wrong. This is that. Um, I think people think that Monkey Shines is like the movie, the monkey that Stephen King did. Not that I've seen the movie or read the book, but interesting. Will you calm down? Calm down. Yeah, you calm down. It's kind of hard trying to find because I've talked about it already. I want to repeat. Okay, and the next one. It's a great movie. The next one I'm going to talk about is The Boogeyman, 2005. That movie has been made more times than I'd like to count. But I had to say the year because of that fact. Um, it's the only Boogeyman I've seen. Wait a minute, I did see the one from the 80s. Forgot about that. Um, there's a guy that comes back to town, and when he's in the town, if he's in the house that he was in, he starts having nightmares, and he has to come home because his parents died. His dad died, and he starts having the nightmares again, and he thinks that it's just nightmares, but bad things start happening all around him, and people start dying, and the entity that plagued his life wasn't a nightmare. It's an actual creature. There's three of these movies, and they're all on here. I've only seen the first one though. Next movie I'm going to talk about is the 1978 Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Suppose this is another movie that is an alien film, but I don't consider it that because you don't see anyone. It just there's these things that are taking over people's body and turning them into mindless screaming things. I did not realize that all the Ginger Snap movies are on here, but apparently they are. 'Cause I'm looking for those. Shush. Yeah, it's a great one. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I said that I really love ghost stories, and this is definitely one, but it's more eerie and creepy, but it's Japanese horror. So, and that is The Grudge. Well, The Grudge too, actually. I've seen both of them. I own them, but I don't think that the first one is on here. But this is American one. I haven't seen the actual Grudge movies that are Japanese ones, but I can't seem to find them unless I buy 'em myself, and they cost way too much, and I'm not spending that kind of money on something I need to. I definitely want to see this movie. It was very weird. Still liked it. I like weird things, so. I just seen a movie that I've seen, but the problem with it is I can't say anything about it because it's been so long since I watched this movie and I don't remember. So I'm skipping it. Okay, next movie that I'm going to talk about is House on Haunted Hill. And this is the Vincent Price one, original. Um, Very strange, very unusual. It amazes me how they did all the things they did in this movie. It They had all these elaborate traps and everything, and it just it was spectacular how they did it without CGI or anything. It amazes me how they can do any of that stuff back then, especially what they did in most of Vincent Price's films, to be honest with you. I like that. Big fan of his. Next one we'll talk about is Puppet Master. I'm a big fan of all the movies in this series, except for the last one, which isn't a movie. Um, it's a bunch of dang movies clipped together to put 5 minutes of yeah, they put all the movies together and they have 5 minutes of dialogue with the person inside. But yeah, it's horrible. That ain't that one. That's the first Puppet Man. Okay. That's yeah, a lot of people haven't seen it yet, and a lot refuse to watch it. But I enjoy them. Um, Next one we talk about is Phantasm, and this is remastered. Very unusual movie, but it's a very good one. It's they're more horror comedies, and you know how you don't really like horror. Now, this movie is so bad that people say that it was made by unprofessionals, but I still get a kick out of it. Even if it is horrible. That is Hellraiser Evolution. Revelation. Revelations. It Two guys that are buddies go down to Mexico and the hopes of getting away and escaping their life, and they go into a bar and they get the box, the Maric box, and one of them horrible and this next movie is has Alicia Dushku, whatever her name is. The girl that plays the Slayer or Buffy the Vampire Slayer besides Sarah. Um, it also has Wes Bradley and Casey Affleck and Luke Wilson and Melissa Chapman. If you ever watched the Hellraiser movie, I wouldn't recommend watching the one I just said. It's horrible. It's very bad. I could probably make a better movie myself on my phone than they did, but I'm a glutton for punishment. I like them, and so I watch it. So Survivor is a movie about a bunch of friends, and they're supposed to be partying, and they get into a wreck, and they all die and everything. But come to find out, yeah, the person that is thinking they're all dead is, except for the disco. It could be in her head or it could not be. And you got to figure out if it is true. It's a pretty weird, bizarre movie, but I enjoy it. This was right around the time she was doing Buffy, and so when I seen it at Walmart, I had to buy it. They also have Puppet Master too. They have Altera. Now I haven't seen this movie, but I have. It's called The Terror, and that version I've seen. But this is just the Mexican version, and so technically I've seen it, but it was in English. This is the first ever. This is the second ever movie that Jack Nicholson ever did. And um, it's a very unusual, strange ghost story about grief and depression and loneliness and anger and going crazy. Because the ghost is trying to harm someone, but she's also trying to get with Jack Nicholson's character. Next one is Martin. I don't think I'm saying this right. Morgan. Just like the Puppet Master movies, this is a full moon. And it's about a girl that inherits a castle in Italy and she goes there and there's this monster supposed to take her over and kill her and everything, but he falls in love with her. And it kind of is a little bit like what you would think of as a Beauty and the Beast if the Beast actually acted like the Beast. They also have Pitmaster 3. Next one is the 2005 Pulse. Pulse is like a ghost story, but the ghosts are in your electronics and they can come out if you turn them on. Whether it's a TV, your phone, if it's a cell phone anyway. Inhabit the internet, basically. But once they start getting in, they can jump to other things. And it looks like all of the phantasms are on here except for the second one. How is that a monster? Okay, can somebody tell me how maximum overdrive can be a monster? It says all kinds of monsters, and they put maximum overdrive in here. Okay. Um, Next movie I'm going to talk about is Willy's Wonderland. And a drifter, Nicolas Cage, takes a job at an amusement park and wages war against the demonic enemy. That's a good description, but I'm going to go even further. Nicolas Cage is a drifter that never talks, ever. And every single person that's ever went and worked for this person that hired his character ends up dying because these animatronics that are kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's characters are trying to attack everyone. And so he goes in there, he cleans up, and he kills all them dang things. But he never says a word. It's a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, they remind me a little bit of Five Nights and Freddy Krueger. Great. Sorry, people. I must have. Maybe I should have went and okay. Next movie I'm going to talk about. There is a production company called Asylum. Well, the Asylum, and I love the Asylum. Their movies are killer. They're mockumentary, mockum movies. They are rip-offs of movies that have already occurred. And this one is called 13, 13, 13. 13th month, 13th day, 13 year. You're probably wondering how can it be the 13th month. This movie is about someone thinking that their clocks are all messed up and wrong, and they start complaining. They're on camping trip with their buddies, and they go and they, he has to pick up his daughter. Him and his wife are divorced and everything, but him and one other girl, they find out because he has to take his ex-wife to a hospital because she's like, it won't come off, it won't come off, and she's washing her hands, washing dishes, but actually she's trying to scrub off her arm, skin, and everything, blood, and the only people that aren't going crazy on this day are the people that were born on February 29th. They pure babies. What I mean. Not very. There's three of them movies, but they're not connected to each other, but they say they are. I don't know why. 12, 12, 12, 11, 11, 11, and 13, 13, 13. Yeah, I was talking about 13. Next one I'm going to talk about is True Bloodthirst, aka Vampire Nation. Most of the humans have passed and everything, but there's still an elite group of people that are like military grade people, and they are trying to find cures and different things and stuff. And they work with the vampires, and the vampires work with them. Of course, there's some that are evil that don't, and that's why they have them. And at every turn, you don't know who you can trust and who you can't. Next one I'm going to talk about is Blood Rain, the third movie, and it's called The Third Rank. Now, this is probably my favorite Christopher Lee impression of Dracula. Won't say why. Seen it, you know why. Probably. The Satanic Rite of Dracula, 1973. There's two versions. One is an hour and 27 minutes and 23 seconds. The other one is an hour and 27 minutes and 40 seconds. There's quite a few movies that do it. Like a few other movies I said, and um, Puppet Master being one of them. This is another full moon movie, and it is a subspecies. With that said, if you've ever seen full moon movies, and this is a vampire movie, I don't think I need to say much more. Very strange, unusual movies that it's hard to explain. And there's five of them, and I think they have them all on here. And this one I'm going to talk about is Dracula's Curse. Um, This movie is about Dracula living in his castle, and the reason that he can't leave is because every time he tries to, the outside world tries to him and everything, he can't afford to trust anyone, and everyone's coming after him trying to kill him. So he just stays at home. This next one isn't really a vampire movie. A, a few decades ago, there was a guy named Rod Sterling, and he fancied himself being a vampire, and he had a vampire cult, and he had this girl that was supposed to be his girlfriend, and she lived with these people that were her parents were very do this, do that, no parent stuff, but she was tired of it and she wanted to run away with her boyfriend. And instead of just taking her and leaving, he decided that he wanted to beat them up and kill them and steal from them and take your car and everything. And then they go on a road trip and they're doing all this stuff and sharing blood with each other. And the vampire clan is a depiction of that, but loosely based. Next movie I'm going to talk about is called Dance of the Damned. There's this woman, and she works at a strip club, and for about a week now, there's this guy that keeps coming in after her shift. She tells her, I mean, she tells him, "You be coming in here for it." That's the only thing I thought. They didn't show that, but he offers her a lot of money to go home with him, and she's like, "I'm not a prostitute," and everything, and but he glamours her into doing what he wants. Cause she looks in that envelope and he entices her with that, and then he entices her, and she passes out, and next thing you know, she just is off, and they're talking and everything, and he can see that she's damaged goods and that she wants to end it, and so he would take her life and everything. This is kind of the whole, at least at the beginning of it, interview with a vampire kind of trope, but it's a woman and man. He's grieving and everything, and that's pretty much the story of it. Next one I'm going to talk about is Witchcraft 7 Judgment Hour. I'm going to go through the witchcraft movies and try to explain it this way. Okay, Witchcraft is a movie about these two people that trick this innocent woman into giving birth. And they come to find out they're some warlock and they are from the past and they created a time talk to bring themselves back when they were Elizabeth was Elizabeth Spanner and her husband John. They were killed as being witch and warlock, and she was pregnant. But she comes back, and so does he, and pick someone that's good and pure and everything to bring their son into the world and with the seed of the devil and the side of it. And well, Spanner is the son, and that was the first one. But through the whole thing, it's from the second one on. It's him as a teenager and an adult and blah blah blah. And ends up being a lawyer, but the faces of evil keep coming at him and everything, and trying to mess with him because of what I said. And this is the seventh one, and he's facing sex crazed demon vampires. He has to have help from others and everything. And, that's the gist of the whole storyline and everything. He fights with his own mortality and everything, and being good versus not. So, I'm trying to see if there's any more. Doesn't look like there's any more that are movies I've seen. With them. But luckily, there's not very many more of their own time. I'm I'm gonna get off here and go. I thought I was fine and everything. My throat's starting to bother me and everything. But I'm going to go through and tell you all the different things before I go on here. The first one that I read through was Best 200 Horror Movies. Then Top Tip Horror. Recently added horror. Supernatural horror. All kinds of monsters. Survival. Psychological horror, mass killer, true stories of terror, horror comedies, horror TV shows, Groundhouse, movies this week, slashers, zombies, vampires, ghosts, splatter, horror crime, terror on campus, in the backwoods, movie treats, SLO, found footage, urban legends, possession, anthology, occult horror, werewolf, series and sequels, women in horror. I've got to go back up to find the rest. But give me a minute. Creature feature, vampire legend, let's see, haunted, vampire attack, witchcraft, invading aliens, backwoods slasher. That is all that I have. Um, but that's a lot. It's just the things that they have that you can choose from the horror collection. But yeah, check it out. If these things sound like interesting things to do, definitely look into it and let me know if just by the things I told you about that the series, because I didn't go into an in depth of what's on here. There's so much more, and if I don't know if any of the other countries has it. I know that Australia and Canada and Mexico have Tubi. I don't know who could have Fawesome, but I'm looking at it through the lens of American viewers and everything. And sometimes I know that you can't see things if you. But if you're in another country, do let me know if you can get this stuff over there. And whoa, if you watched me to the end, thank you so much. And you're a trooper. Um, and if you've watched to the end of 2.5 hours, well, it'll be longer than that. You're talking 2.5 hours and 5 minutes, probably. But put in the chat some kind of monster, whether it emoji, whether it's a zombie or werewolf or things or anything. But yeah, and remember, be the person you're meant to be, not the one that ever is. And to Hobbs and Mac Brain Damage and Mama Swift, thank you for joining if you're listening real quick. And Swift, thank you if you're watching the replay because but yeah, have a good day, afternoon, evening, and night, everyone.